having a good time or are we having a good time? I think that comedians a lot of time we're at a bit of a disadvantage because you're getting to know all of us, but we don't know any of you. So how about relax, it's gonna be cool. So how about just humor me just for a second here. At the count of 3, as loud as you can, everyone yell out your first name. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Who said Adolf? We got a couple loose cannons. We got a loose cannon here. Tequila girl, right? Morristown native, right?
You've really been paying attention.
I'm not a fucking professional for nothing, baby. What's your name, by the way?
Sarah.
Sarah. Beautiful name for a beautiful lady. I love it. My name is Tim Lowe, as Mike said, but Tim is short for Timothy, right? Obviously.
No way.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Sarah. With or without? With an H.
You're crazy.
All right, settle down. Tim is short for Timothy, but it's too obvious of a nickname, right? A lot of people, they have fun with how they shorten their name. You know, William turns into Bill, right? Richard turns into Dick. Nice. Sarah knows all about that. Margaret turns into Peggy somehow. Isn't that great? Right? Every Peggy that I know is having the time of her life because Margaret fucking sucks. You know what I'm talking about? Right, so I tell what I'm doing now is instead of Tim Lowe, because it's too boring, right? A little New Year's resolution of mine. No more Tim Lowe for me. From now on, I want to be Moth Lowe. Tim Moth B, right? Not front row. It's a thinker. Not too many moths in comedy, though, which is ironic because with the spotlight, you'd think we'd all be flocking for it. Settle down, bro. The tequila is just getting passed down the rows here. So I tell my friend this. He's like, dude, that's ridiculous. You can't just take the middle part of your name and do a new name. And I said, well, this is ironic coming from you, Anthony. Right? What do we do with Anthony? Right. But what kind of sense does that make, right? What happened to the H? It should be Thony, right? Look, if anyone here is named Anthony and you don't go by Thony, you're just a phony baloney Tony, am I right? All right, silly name jokes. It's gonna get a little dicey in like 10 minutes, so you're on my side now. Remember that, all right? I'm just joshing up here, right? I like that phrase because when we're joshing, that's when we're kidding, right? We're joking around. But when we're kids and our parents want us to get our attention because they're real serious, they use our full name. So I think if we're going to use joshing around when we're joking around, then if we're serious, we should say, hey, I'm Joshua. I am so Joshua right now. Right? That joke is not that funny, but I'm going to call back to it in like 10 minutes. So it's going to be funnier a second time. I swear to God. I think that Wesley is probably one of the whitest names that someone can have, right? Which is ironic because Wesley Snipes, the blackest person on the planet. Isn't that great? It makes me think that there's going to be this white Connecticut family. They're going to get inspired, have the birth of their first son. They're going to name him Obama. It's like Obama Daniel Buchanan. Oh, beautiful. They call him ODB for short, you know? Classic stuff. Can I get away with one more name joke?
Yeah.
I got Sarah's approval, baby. Because I pay a lot of attention to shit that doesn't mean anything. And I've learned, though, that there are a lot of people who have names that are reflective of the kind of jobs that they have. In fact, I found so many that I wrote a little song about it. Can I sing you all a little song? About names and jobs? Can I? All right, here we go. There's grill masters, Frank and Patty, grave diggers, Doug and Phil, mountain climbing Cliff, and poster worker Bill. Art is a painter, and Rob likes to steal. If you're praying to the Lord above, you're gonna want to kneel. Jack fixes tires, and Sparky fixes wires, but Eileen is disabled with her one missing leg. That are shaded by an Eve, and Eileen is now a pirate because she's got a wooden peg. Isn't that great? All right, now let's get fucking serious, okay? Here we go. People don't talk about this stuff, but I gotta talk about it. I don't know who's in charge of designing and manufacturing these new car headlights they got nowadays, but can someone tell them to fucking relax? Right, take your Employee of the Month award down to Boca Raton, give yourself a nice little vacation, dude. You won. They're very bright. You know, I don't need supernovas coming at me every time I'm on a goddamn highway, you know? It's crazy. When these drivers put their high beams on, it's like they can see into the future. It's enough. We get it. We get it. Speaking of transportation, we've all seen the Disney film Aladdin, right? You've all seen it? So we all know that Aladdin takes precious little Jasmine on a what? A magic? It's a fucking rug. Little 8-year-old me knew it. That's a well-handcrafted Persian rug. What are we calling it? Do you know how hard it is to go on a magic carpet? Dude, that is wall to wall, you know? You got all adhesives and staples. It's a magic rug ride. Which is what I also call when my wife sits on my face, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm not satisfied going down on my wife until my face looks like I walked through a dewy spider web. You know what I'm talking about? Sarah, I don't even have to look at her. I know she knows what I'm talking about. You got it, fellas, you got it, ladies, you got to get your guy down there so we can slurp up those piss flaps. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. Are we not fans of love here? I'm talking about consensually doing the dirty, baby. These ladies love it. Hell yeah, I'll see you two tonight, baby. Consensually. I'm not some kind of creep up here, you know. Because there's a lot of creepy things that people do, you know. Like the phrase, for example, took her virginity. Ugh, it sounds like a sexual assault, right? Because took implied that she wanted to keep it. Right? It's your precious little hymen, right? And then you came in and you grabbed it, and then you took it away and made it all yours. In hindsight, I guess that's why I call it a snatch. So, you know. All right, we're loosening up here. We're loosening it up. I'm an ally, though. I'm definitely an ally. And I know that I am, because I've been checking my white privilege lately. We've been checking our white privilege here? Checking our white privilege? I've learned a lot of things about it. First off is that if you don't check your white privilege enough, then that'll lead you to white pride. Oof. It's rough. We don't want too much white pride. Because too much white pride will lead to white power. And ooh, then you're in real bad shape. Because if you have enough white power, you know what that leads to? White House. So, stay away from it. It's not good. I'm just trying to have a better. I'm looking forward to Black History Month because you know by looking at me, I typically don't have a great Black History Month, and I'm not for it. Hey, get your minds out of the gutter. I love them, and ooh, really sucked the air out of the room with that one. I'll bring you back because I had a very interesting first week of the new year. A friend called me up and he's like, Moth, I got a question for you. What's up, Tony? And he said, who's your favorite black person? I said, oh, geez, you threw it on me. So I got kind of freaked out and I was like, I don't know, Rachel Dolezal. Those of you who don't remember who Rachel Dolezal was, that was the transracial woman, the white woman who pretended she was black. Not a favorite great black person to have. But hey, I don't think we give her enough credit for what she did. Because look, if you can pretend to be black so convincingly for so long that and she actually did this, climb the ladder and become a chapter president in the NAACP? Come on! That deserves an award, you know? Not an Oscar, but at least a BET. You know what I'm talking about? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. A couple people drinking, alcoholics. Statistically, yeah, there's probably a couple alcoholics among us. So we're familiar with the Serenity Prayer, right? God grant serenity to accept the things that I can't change, courage to change where I am, wisdom to know the difference. Why is it the serenity prayer? Because I think it's the wisdom that kind of, if I have the serenity to accept this and the courage to change that, but I can't, let's use a sex metaphor for context. God grant me the serenity to accept the people who won't fuck me, the courage to fuck those who will, dude, if I don't know, then someone might get raped, Talk about taking virginity, right? It's bad. It's bad. I do have another serious note, and you might think that I'm horsing around, but I am so fucking Joshua with this one right now. See, a little better that time. I don't know how I feel about animal cruelty.
No.
Hear me out. My heart hurts too. Hear me out here. I'm on the fence. I don't know how I feel about it because I was thinking a lot about reincarnation. This idea that you come back to life over and over and over. It's pretty much the opposite of YOLO, right? and that your karma dictates each succeeding life. So how do we know that horrifically abused animals aren't actually the world's worst criminals back to life to serve their cosmic prison sentence? What if, and like I said, I'm on the fence, I'm on your side here. I don't know how I feel about it. It doesn't make me feel good. What if all of Michael Vick's pit bulls, hear me out, were ISIS suicide bombers? Oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? I don't want dogs getting hurt, but I'm a patriot, true. If I found out that my pet gerbil was a pedophile, right into the microwave. Baked potato setting. You know what I'm talking about? For the kids. I've been saying a lot of uncouth things up here. Can I close with a prayer? I'm gonna close. I've said some pretty awful things. I gave you a little song and dance before. We can close with a prayer, though. It doesn't mention any denomination in particular, but feel free to, close your eyes and hold your hands if you feel so inclined. Here we go. Hail money, full of greed. The loan is with thee. Bonuses for those who aren't women, and balance is the fee for thy paid taxes. Holy money, our only God. Pay for us consumers now, since we're forever in your debt. Amazon.
Keep it going, Tim Lowe! And equal pay